Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm a very proud London cab driver. I hope you watched my interview on LCDC TV. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy every bit of it.
Do you think, Courtney, with Transport for London, do you think it's so them and us, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the cab side of the business. We have the meetings and you try and talk to someone at TfL about trade problems, like you intimated earlier. They've got no history in the cab trade, really don't care about the cab trade. They may have come from the bus section, moved within TfL, have no idea what you're talking about, right? Do you think there would be, it would be worthy if Transport for London would look at taking some older cab drivers, ex-cab drivers, into the fold to work within the taxi part of Transport for London? Or do you think we're going too far?
No, it can still be done and it should be done. Look, the cab trade, we got to realise England is built on tradition. Okay.
A lot of people don't like tradition.
But that tradition is what keeps this place going. That tradition is what makes the whole world look at this country differently. Whether we like it or not.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Okay? 1850, we had the Great Exhibition, set up by Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's husband. All right. Because he wanted to show off the country and what it was about, industrially and everything. Now, there are some people who would start saying, yeah, but slavery and all that. Put that out of your mind right now. Let me look at the reality here, okay? At that time, we had the horse and carriage. The horse and carriage was the Uber of that day. The drivers did not know where they were going. It was Prince Albert who ordered that London cab drivers should know where they're going. This means something. About 1865, I think it was, the knowledge came about. Now, the way London is built, and if I'm correct, a lot of the streets were done in a certain way to ward off invasion. So it's like spaghetti. You've got to unravel it. And the only way to do that is by dissecting it and studying it.
Like we do.
Yes, and studying it intensely. And that should carry on for anybody who wants to drive a black cab on the streets of London.
Because I've been speaking to the mayoral candidates, and for the life of me, Courtney, and I know I wear the hat like you of a cab driver, right? But I just can't. If you're the mayor of this city, and you want to give Londoners the best service when it comes to the cab service it provides, why do they think that 100,000 people in private vehicles with just their phone stuck on the window screen is a better service for London than a black cab driver who's wheelchair accessible?
Because the way I look at it, they do not hold the prestige and what's the word? They do not hold they do not hold London in that high esteem like they should.
Do you think the mayor respects us?
No, I do not.
Why do you think the mayor took us out of the public transport system? What reason? To me, it don't make sense, right? But I'm asking people if they say, oh, it's easy, Grant, this is why we've done it.
No, you see, again, they do not respect the high esteem of this trade and what it means. It's like I said to you before, in the Caribbean, I'm not interested in going to the sea. You are. It's there. So that's the way they're looking at it. To people of the world, this means something.
They love us.
To them, it means nothing. London is like a beacon city to the rest of the world. The mayor we have now has turned it into a candle. Okay?
It's a good analogy for me.
Yeah, the mirror we have now is turning into a candle. I am not a lover of war. I would never join the army. I would never do any of these things. But at the same time, you know, and I know, before 11 o'clock in the morning, driving my cab down the mall, I may have to drive about 5 miles an hour because the soldiers are marching to change the guard.
Yeah.
Now, all the tourists are gathered. This means something to them. They're watching this. So now you have the black cab going down the mall. You've got the soldiers. So this is like a fairy tale to them.
Yeah. It's everything that they imagine
everything
London
they imagine London to be.
It's there in front of their eyes.
Now, any driver, and again, as I said, I'm a man that deals with race. I believe in speaking about race. I am not into this thing, oh no, we're all, no, I will speak about it. Yeah? Any driver, when that driver is black, white, Asian, Chinese, whatever, driving that cab down the mall amongst it, it gives you a feeling.
Good feeling.
Of course.
When you go down a mall and someone's visiting from another country and the flags are out.
This is representing London.
And that's why a lot of people come to live and settle in London.
Of course.
Because they love everything that it's.
This is helping, this on a broader scale is helping the economy. Okay? Now you imagine the new cab we have now.
You got one?
The TXC, which I love it, which I'm driving. You now have the panoramic roof. You've got the tourists or whoever in there, they're looking at. You've got all of this going on. But what have we now got? We've now got barriers.
LTNs, the
that they close them. And you lock off this now from people driving. So now, well, I mean, before the COVID, yeah, because we haven't had it now for some time. So you lock this all off now and you cause traffic jams in the surrounding areas.
It's a disaster for London.
Of course it is. You stifle this city. Yeah? It's like the arteries in your body, you know. If I block off one of your arteries, or the artery to your heart, you will die.
Well, the club says a moving city is a thriving city.
Of course.
A gridlock city is a dying city. And the mayor says he don't want London to be having a car-led recovery. I mean, where does that leave us? We're in the vehicles.
Not only that, mean? You're saying he's saying a car-led recovery. Not only that, look.
What about
London is a bubbling society. Look, the world. For instance, the city of London is the financial power of the world. It's the brains. Okay?
And the finance of the country.
Of course.
London.
This city, yeah, everybody, the way it works, yes? You're strangling it. You're saying, oh, you know, Denmark and these places have these cycle lanes. The biggest mistake they made in this country was after the war, the Blitz. They should have rebuilt London different, but they built it back the same. So they had the best opportunity to widen the roads after the Blitz and the war, but they didn't. But all of these years later, you now come along and make those small roads smaller.
What do you think the mentality is of that, Courtney? Because if you speak to anyone in business, I listen to the radio like you, I'm out in the cab, I listen to the radio, you get proper business people. Yeah. All say the same thing. London needs to be open.
To me, it's a selfish way of thinking.
Businesses need to be able to grow.
Yeah.
Why have we got a mayor who thinks the opposite?
Because he's trying to fit in. You see what my meaning here? Yeah, he's trying to fit in. He's trying to make people think, oh yes, you know, we can live, we can do all of this, and he's only pleasing a certain set. So whether it be cyclists or you know, things like that, you're thinking, well, London cannot run on bicycles.
All the years you've driven a cab like me, Courtney, you think it's got easier or harder to...
It's got harder.
It has, isn't it?
It's
for
got
everyone
harder.
though, isn't it?
You know, for instance, I took somebody to Islington the other day. I had to leave the woman on the main road.
What about if it was raining and she had a buggy with kids?
Got to leave her on the main road.
Is that good?
No, because I mentioned it before. If we're looking at anything, now, they says they've got this charter with their principal purposes, which it says the mayor has the power, or the assembly has the power, to do anything within their power to further their principal purposes. There's three of these principal purposes. The environment is one of them, but in furthering these principal purposes, they should be mindful of their health and wealth and the problems they cause to others. So, in terms of us doing our job.
But they're just blinking, saying that the health of Londoners, we get cars off the road, fill them with cycles for a quarter of the time because they're not using
Okay, so what if you put every cab driver out to work now then? Because
they don't care.
Because it's a thing like this. It's like a domino effect, isn't it? Imagine this now. So I had it the other day. I got to Park Lane. Bearing in mind, Park Lane was the only street in London that had two different speed limits. One side was 40 miles an hour. The other side was 30 miles an hour because that side has buildings. The side that was 40 miles an hour is now being reduced to 20.
Cool.
So, sitting in the traffic the other day because I had to get over the other side trying to turn right into Brook Street. The traffic was so bad. The passengers got out in the middle of Park Lane. Some walk, the rest.
But that, to me, that's utterly disgraceful that this city of ours is being...
But what it's doing is, people already claim cab fares are too high, expensive. That's not our fault. We do not regulate the cab fares. We have no control over the meter. The most we can do is look at a passenger and says, you know what, mate, I'll take a couple of quid off.
Which we all do.
Which we all do.
Yeah.
We have no control over this.
No.
So you now close off the streets. In turn, it makes the passengers' fare higher than it should be because we now have to go around. Yeah? Eventually, that will cause less people to use the cabs. So soon, we'll all be out there looking for work that is not there because, and then you'll get like a place like Clapham Junction Station where you're sitting on the rank and you're watching car after car come in.
Pick up, drop off.
Sometimes they drop a person off and somebody's waiting to get in. And you're sitting there watching this.
In your LEVC electric cab.
But you've just made drivers spend over £60,000.
Yeah.
Okay?
To me, that's obvious that TfL don't want us, by the way. Because they're allowing the private eye to do our job, no training, a fraction of the cost.
And while we're on the private hire, now, you look in every black cab on the streets of London, whether it's a yellow badge or a green badge.
Yeah.
In the front of that cab, any person in the public, any public person can look in the window on the left-hand side of the luggage compartment and they can read the insurance in that cab, which says public liability, hire and reward. That means from you get in the back of that cab, you are insured. Okay. We have cars on the streets of London, and I'm not saying all of them. Okay? So please, I don't want anyone to think this is a blanket thing about not all of them. The police automatic systems cannot tell what type of insurance that car has, but it can tell whether it's insured or not. The only way the police knows is if they physically stop that car
Look at the
and look at the documents. And then you might see, oh, this guy has got social, domestic, and pleasure, but he's carrying the public. Now, the fares in these cars are so cheap, the public are not even bothered.
I know. That's that.
Okay?
That's what we've become, haven't
So,
we? A capital city.
You're so
cheap.
Yes, you're so hung up on the cheapness, and the only time you might realize that's no good to you is if they have an accident and you're injured, and now you realize, well, there's nothing you can do because you didn't have the right insurance in the first place.
Yeah.
Now TfL should
have a duty to the public.
Yes, you're dealing with safety here. The mayor wants to talk about safety, but let me deal with safety. Each and every one of these cars that wants to carry the public on the streets of London, there should be some form of their insurance being displayed that the public can read.
On the dashboard?
The dashboard, in the windscreen. Well, we used to have tax this on the windscreen, didn't we?
Yeah.
So they should have the same. And it should be public liability, higher reward. None of this stuff about, oh no, their families may use the car. That's not the point here. You want to carry the public, then do this right or not at all.
Well, there'd be a few discussions about that within the private highway industry.
Do it right or not at all.
Wow, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You should not be allowed to take that car to a test centre, and that car has not got public liability, higher reward. I don't care who you are.
Listen, when it comes to the public, there should be no shortcuts for the safety of the travelling public.
No, there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. Another thing, the black cab is a purpose-built vehicle.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you came with your child in a buggy or a pushchair, you can put that straight into the cab.
Yeah.
Because it's built for that reason.
Certainly is.
Right. But you can see people getting in the back of the cars with their children sometimes.
No chance. No chance.
If you were a private person with your own car and you had your child at the back without a child seat or a booster seat, I am sure a police officer see it will stop you. So why are they allowed to drive without it? That private car is no different.
Yeah.
That car is no different than the ordinary private car. The black cab is different because it's purpose built.
Wow. And it's all these shortcuts, isn't it, about passenger safety, cost of the insurance, on and off insurance. There's all these shortcuts that big companies chip away and become cheaper.
It's like us. Yeah. There is no way you can drive a black cab on the streets of London unless you have done the knowledge. So you have to go through the process.
As we've just discussed.
Right.
Earlier, yeah?
So if anybody out there ever got in a black cab and you used to say to that driver, Wellington House driver, or something like that, or Hyde Park Corner, and you watch him have to put that in a sat nav, or he said, where is that? Then you should get out.
Yeah, but they don't say what you're doing, they say, how much is this going to be? Is it still £5? Okay, do whatever you like.
Right, so...
everything is cost.
By the way, just a little sidetrack. I mentioned Wellington House just now, the house of the Duke of Wellington.
Absolutely.
How many people know that is the first address in London? Number 1 London.
Do you know that one?
Yes, now,
you know that?
This is what the knowledge does. Yeah, I'm going back to the knowledge.
And you find, Courtney, when you done the knowledge, you sort of fell in love with London. Of
course.
Because it shows you parts of the city that you may have been born and bred here like myself.
What it is,
I never knew everywhere.
What it is, the knowledge is not just about calling. The knowledge, every London cab driver, and I don't care what country they're from, or what color they are, or whatever, every London cab driver is supposed to know something about London. Not just calling streets. Okay? You need to know something about the city you are representing. That's why it's good to actually learn some of the history.
Yeah, for sure.
With the knowledge.
For sure.
It helps you remember better. And the other thing the knowledge does for you, Again, every single London cab driver knows this. You know exactly what lane you should be in miles before you get there.
You're always thinking that.
So you're not going to drive up the road and realize, oh no, I need to be in that lane. No, you prepare yourself.
You're a professional driver.
Yes. Most of the public who drive do not do this. Yeah? Not even the private hire does this because they did not study London like we did.
That's right.
And to any young person out there, you know, I had a knowledge student ask me the other day, he passed on his bike and he saw me on the rank and he said to me, is it still worth it? And I actually said to him, you cannot watch what's happening now because you are not out here now.
Yeah.
It's another few years before you get out here.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't watch what's going on now. Just keep studying because time you get out here, things will change. Yeah? It's like you and I, we'll say, oh, the trade is not what it is now, is it? Or you know, I don't want to go swearing or nothing. Or yeah, or the trade is this or what.
Yeah.
To the knowledge student who just got their badge,
it's great.
It's a great trip because they have not experienced that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? So when you get drivers out there as well telling people, oh, don't base it. No, they shouldn't be doing that. Anybody you see want to do the knowledge, encourage them because this is how this trade keeps going.
And also, Courtney, what people got to remember is, say me and you, we've been driving 25, 30 years, right? Yeah. So you think he's been driving 30 years, top man, right? If I got my bags today and I went out to work tomorrow, I could earn more money than you.
Of course.
There's no restriction.
No.
So the moment you get your badge, the next day, you can go and earn to your full potential.
And there is no other trade in this country like that.
No, there's not.
You study for 3 years, whatever, and the moment you finish studying, you go and start working.
You could go to university, come out and be unemployed for 6 months a year.
Exactly. Well, that's not the knowledge.
Well, for youngsters in London, if you're a young fella and you're thinking, what do I want to do? If you're looking for an industry, a trade, where you study, you get out, you get your badge, you can go to work from day one. 7 days a week if you want.
What I think should happen was now, they should have some form of scheme
to help people.
To help, especially young people. So let's say now, I don't know how they do it now if they get what benefits they get now because I haven't signed on for years. So I don't really sure, but they must get some form of benefit if they're not working. All right. So give them some form of incentive. Yeah. If people want to do it, especially young people, if they want to do it, give them some form of incentive. And if you want, make them pay it back when they finish. Just like you do with colleges.
Yeah, but me and you are talking like sensible things, right?
Yeah.
TfL have never been sensible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm saying to you, Courtney, do you not think that the time has come before it's too late where Transport for London put their hands up and say, we got it wrong about it?
Yes, and this is why.
And we need people like Courtney back in to run and look at the knowledge, people in to see how the licensing.
And this is where the mayor should step in.
They don't want us to.
But this is where somebody of power should step in and change this and say it needs to be done. Because once you've got this badge, unless you don't do something stupid to lose it,
job for life,
or you don't become, God forbid, you become ill or whatever, you have a job for the rest of your life. You are out the benefit system for the rest of your life.
And as you get older, we know there's no pensions. So as you get older, even if your overheads come down, you could still go out and support yourself and your wife, couldn't you?
Because the country is being locked down for a year, yes, even I have had to go for help to the universal credit and all that. But I still can go out and earn. Yeah?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to declare my expenses and income every month, but I find it an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. Yeah? You can still earn. I still, when they phoned me, the last time they phoned me was the 6th of April. And I said to the lady, oh, I was waiting for your call before I went to work. And she went, oh, brilliant. Because yes, we can still go there and work. Yes, it is hard. You know, you may be sitting down and write for a couple hours, whatever, but you know what? It is worth it because we cannot just give up.
No, you can't give up.
Yeah?
Give up.
Yeah, we can. This country's been through worse. You see what I'm saying to you? Okay. They've been through worse.
A lot worse.
Yeah?
So Courtney, we're going to wrap it up. I'd like...
Oh, before you wrap it up, I've got to say one thing.
Right.
Last week Saturday?
Yeah.
Last week Saturday, all the cabs gathered on the mall as a show of honor and respect to Prince Philip. Now, this is showing the true character of the London cab trade, okay? The cab is part of this institution, a big part. Now, I don't know what's going to happen this week with his funeral. I'm hoping the same thing happens again. Yeah? Because it shows what the black cab means to this city. It is part of it. It is entwined with
It's in London's DNA.
Yeah, it's in the DNA of London.
Yeah.
And it has to keep going at all. Prince Philip had his own cab, a metro.
Green,
a green metro.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You know, and before we go on, I remember looking at that metro many years ago when we did the drive for underprivileged children. These are the things the black cab does. I couldn't take my own children because according to the way it goes, my children are underprivileged. And I was quite happy to take other people's children. And we take them, yeah, and we take them out for the day and we spend on them. That year, we was invited to Buckingham Palace instead. So I've met the Queen once, and I've met Prince Philip, I've met Prince Edward, and I've met his wife Sophie. And it was a fun day in the gardens at Buckingham Palace. Yeah, where all the kids were brought there. Yeah, and that made them feel good. Look, whether we want to believe it or not, whether we are interested or not, this is not about me or you.
No.
Okay? This is about the wider picture. So yes, I may not be a man who believes in all of these things, but when it has to be done,
you step up and do it.
You step up and you do it.
That's what maketh the man, cometh the hour.
Exactly. Yeah. So when the black cabs gathered last week on the mall, it was a sight to see. And I do hope it happens again this weekend.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? I do hope it happens again this weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? We don't have to be thing. We can just sit there and just show it. Yeah? I mean, sadly, I didn't know they'd done it last week. I was at home when I heard about it. I thought, oh, yeah, I didn't know anything about it. But
it's just spontaneous.
It was spontaneous.
It was respectful.
Yes,
it was everything that, how we've all grown up and done the knowledge again, getting back to the knowledge.
Of course.
Respecting people.
That's why we did this, you know what I mean? You spend years of your life, you know, studying this city, you out in the cold, you know, you're freezing. Some guys have fell off their bikes, broke legs, injuries.
I have, yeah.
You know what I mean? You've been through this.
You think, why am I doing it?
Yeah, just to get this.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a set of people who sits in Palestria or wherever they are and treat us like the dog's body.
No respect.
No respect whatsoever. Yeah? There are people saying, oh, cab drivers, they want it all for themselves. No. We earned that right. Yeah?
We did earn that.
We've earned that right.
We did.
And anybody who wants to earn that right
can do it.
Can do it. You just have to spend the time doing the knowledge and face the examiners at the carriage office.
Wow, that is a daunting test. Listen, I could talk for hours, Courtney, like we normally do. Let's get a table with some spaghetti, a cup of tea, and we'll be here till midnight. I'm going to get Courtney back in again because I know how interested I was in that conversation. Genuinely lovely.
Before we go, one more thing. You said something to me earlier about I can take my hat off. I'll do it today. Now there's many people out there who believe they can't do what they want. I have had this luck since the age of 14 years old. I am 61 years old. I have never cut it to do anything. That includes becoming an examiner. So you, that includes Grant and whoever,
I'm losing me.
There's nothing stopping you from cutting your hair and shaving and looking. You have no excuse. Okay? You can do whatever you want to do. You have no excuse. So I thought I would take the hat off and show you how I really am.
I've never seen you without your hat.
No.
I've never.
And I've been through, in 30 years now, I've been through this trade like this.
Wow. That's a statement, mate.
Even doing the knowledge when they wanted me to cut this and I refused. And I remember you saying to me, do you know you could have had your badge a year earlier if you had cut your hair?
Wow, unbelievable.
And I thought I knew that, sir, but what would you have thought of me if I did? And he says, that's why I respect you, because you didn't. So you can do anything you want to do out there.
So if you've got a message to all the viewers of this, you're going to be back, right?
Yes.
Courtney's coming back again, because we love these conversations, but Courtney,
as I said,
message
to any young person out there, if you've reached 18 years old, you haven't really been any problems with the police. I mean,
sign up.
If you've got little things that can be dealt with,
come and see you. Come and speak to Courtney. Come and
sign up for the knowledge, because look, there's some of you have to look at this way. Ask yourself a question. What will you be doing in 3 years' time? If you can tell me exactly what you will be doing with your life in 3 years' time, I say, you know what? Good luck to you. But you don't even know if you'll be alive tomorrow. So what's stopping you from studying something that can enhance your life?
Support a family.
And in particular, to any, and I will bring race again, in particular to any young black youth who's thinking about it, it is the best form of independence you can have in this country.
And we are family, aren't we?
But it's a family. You know, some people say, yeah, they don't want us. It's a material who don't want you. They can't do anything about it.
That's right.
As long as you've done the knowledge, you earn the right.
You get the badge.
And get the badge to be on these streets. And earn. So please, it's not hard to find out about the knowledge. Look it up. Apply.
And get on your bike.
And get on your bike, because that's the only way you're going to do it. Yeah, there's no shortcuts here.
True.
Okay? There's no shortcuts. And we need more young people in the cab trade, not people my age. Well, I don't want to sound ageist, by the way. Yeah?
We need Londoners. Listen,
yes.
Londoners are the future of the cab trade.
Yes, we need young people.
So you love London, you're going to live in London the rest of your life. If you think, you know what, I love it, I'm going to settle in, then do the knowledge.
That's right.
Be one of us.
That's right.
That's old duffers, yeah?
As it says, we are family.
Da, 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 da.
I got all the cabbies with me. All right.
Lovely. Well,
thank you very much.
And thank you very much for watching. And me and Courtney will be back very soon, talking again. Enjoy. Thanks very much. Don't forget, LCDC TV. Go on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. You might have a comment about Courtney and his dreadlocks. I want to hear it. I won't tell him, by the way. Leave it for me and I can let him know, yeah?
Don't be strangers, young people.
Yeah, don't be strangers.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, what a fantastic interview. Courtney, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
What a pleasure, eh?
And keep tuning in to LCDC TV.